But first, we begin with breaking news from Livonia. Police and first responders on the scene of a very serious crash. This is happening on Plymouth Road at Yale. That's where a white SUV has collided with a motorcycle. We're hearing from sources that at least one person has been killed. Right now, westbound Plymouth at Wayne is closed and eastbound Plymouth is being redirected. You are being asked to avoid that area. Stay with Fox 2 for updates. Good morning. Thanks for being with us on this Wednesday. I'm Amy Lange.
And I'm Brandon Hudson. Fox 2 is following some more breaking news. This is coming out of Washtenaw County.
Sheriff's deputies investigating the discovery of a possible explosive device. Sky Fox over the scene of a short time ago, at a two-men-in-a-truck facility near Jackson Road in Ann Arbor. At least two Washtenaw County Sheriff's vehicles are in the parking lot, and police tape surrounds several trailers. There are unconfirmed reports a grenade may have been found. So far, there's no word of any evacuations or any danger to the public, but stay with Fox 2 for updates as they become available.
Yeah, big news day. We'll have those updates in the hour, and Fox 2 News at 5. But let's get to another big story, and this one, a slap in the face, and that is how the UAW president is describing the latest offer from Stellantis as contract negotiations between the big three and the UAW escalate. They
have a little over a month to reach an agreement or face the possibility of a strike. Fox 2's Robin Murdoch joins us live with more. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Amy and Brandon. The president of the UAW, he did not sugarcoat anything when he talked about the proposal from Stellantis with union membership yesterday. As you mentioned, he described it as a slap in the face. He said it was insulting, and he said that they are prepared to strike should it come to that.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do with their proposal. I'm going to file it in its proper place, because that's where it belongs, in the trash, because that's what it is.
Newly elected UAW President Shawn Fain got animated and was obviously annoyed while briefing union membership on the contract now being offered by Stellantis, who he says made $12.1 billion in profits in the first half of 2023 alone. Fain didn't hold back during this 20-minute online update Tuesday on the latest round of bargaining with the big three.
It takes a worker 365 years to make what Carlos Tavares, CEO for Stellantis, makes in 1 year. No excuse for that. There's something really wrong with this system, and we've got to change it. It's on us to do that.
Stellantis' proposal, which Fain at one point described as insulting, cuts medical coverage and 401k contributions for auto workers and threatens their profit sharing. He says it would deepen the division in the workplace rather than eliminate it and make life harder and more stressful for the membership that has been driving the company's success through the best of times and the worst of them.
During COVID, UAW members were deemed essential. They risked their lives, and some gave up their lives to keep the lines running. So rather than honoring the sacrifices made by the employees, management's chosen to spit in our faces.
The UAW is asking for a 20% pay raise upon ratification of a new agreement with a 5% increase in the following years. They're also demanding that the tier system be removed altogether in the next 4-year contract, adding that the union strike fund is healthy, that leadership has a plan, and that if the automakers don't deliver, they will see that plan unfold.
Our message to the big three is simple and very blunt. Record profits equal record contracts. But apparently, Stellantis isn't listening. Corporate greed, and it's got to stop.
Now, I did reach out to Stellantis for comment on the contract proposal, but I've not heard back as of yet. Now, the current contract, it does expire on September 14th. According to Fain, that is a deadline. It is not a reference point. Reporting for Fox 2 News, I'm Robin Murdoch.
And Robin, this is all playing out very publicly. Shawn Fain, a little more maybe dramatic and adamant than we've seen some other folks be in the past.
Yeah, he was definitely very animated during, it was about a 22-minute conversation and update with the membership yesterday online. This is actually the second one that he's done to kind of let the membership know exactly what is happening with these contract talks. But yes, he did not hold back at all, Amy. He was very explicit when he described what is happening and what Stellantis is offering. And as I mentioned, they are prepared to take this to the picket line. Back to you.
All right, Robin Murdoch, we know you will be on top of it. Thanks so much. We appreciate you. Brandon.
Well, meanwhile, another group that is on strike, the U of M grad students, they continue to stand in solidarity, but this may cost them their jobs. According to the union, the school is threatening to replace the 2,000-plus student instructors and staff assistants if they do not get back to work when the fall semester starts later this month. Grad workers have been on strike since all the way back in late March.
It doesn't see that we work over 40 hours a week, that we deserve a living wage, that we're deserving of affordability and dignity.
The U of M provost responded in an email, in part, saying, quote, when instructors choose not to fulfill their teaching responsibilities, it disrupts students' education, damages the quality of instruction, and can cause other harm, end quote.
And Michigan State Police on the hunt for a hit-and-run driver involved in a deadly crash. The tragedy unfolding yesterday afternoon on the southbound Southfield Freeway on Detroit's west side. Troopers say a woman with a history of mental illness was struck and killed while dancing near the Ford Road exit. Well, the driver did not stop. If you have any information, call Michigan State Police right away. And new evidence shown in court in the murder case of Zion Foster.
Cameras and show that I lived she was never here. It's basically showing this girl was never in my house.
Her cousin, Jalen Brazier, is charged in connection with her death. Zion Foster disappeared in January of 2022. Her body was never found. Brazier claims Zion stopped breathing while they were smoking marijuana, and he panicked and threw her body in a dumpster. Yesterday in court, Zion's mother taking the stand.
Zion's last location showed that she was in Detroit. It was the location where Jalen lived. We searched the neighborhood. We looked through abandoned houses. We looked through dumpsters.
Now, a total of 19 witnesses are expected to testify. The hearing is continuing today.
Well, it has been nearly 2 years since a gunman opened fire at Oxford High School, killing 4 classmates and hurting 7 other people. And this day still haunts the community. And the families of the victims say they are no closer to getting any answers.
Well, they went before the Oxford School Board Tuesday, demanding to know what happened that day and what led up to it. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin has more from parents.
What our family's going through is hell. We can't even get to a point of starting to heal because we don't have any answers.
Buck Meir, the father of Oxford High School mass shooting victim Tate Meir, one of many parents blasting members of the Oxford School Board in a meeting Tuesday night. They are demanding answers to still unanswered questions more than a year and a half after a classmate opened fire, claiming 4 lives and injuring several others.
Hannah, Tate, and Madison and Justin's parents deserve a full account of what happened that day and what led up to it.
Community members got an update from Guidepost Solutions on their upcoming report documenting everything involving the November 2021 shooting, including contact school workers had with the shooter himself. But that report won't be out until after the school year begins, and that has many frustrated.
You feel that our lawyers are the sole reason for the delay of this investigation?
I wouldn't say the sole reason, but I would say, yes, they contributed to the delay in the investigation.
The push for information continued.
There needs to be a legit investigation, and there needs to be, we need to throw everything out on the table and figure out what went wrong that day. And unfortunately, if that shows accountability on the school's behalf, then it is what it is, right?
As far as I'm concerned, our state prosecutor and our county prosecutors need to press charges on every person of administration, including the school board members, for their failure to implement the policy, the zero tolerance policy that was in place.
Some board members clapped back with a summary of security upgrades and changes they say were made promptly after the tragedy.
We have changed all sorts of things. We have changed our entire system, policy, practice, forms, the collection of data, the review of data, the monitoring of data, all around threat assessments. We have trained groups of people.
Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Turning local politics, the results of last night's mayoral primaries in Westland and Warren are in. Democrats Kevin Coleman and Lori Stone will advance to the November election in their respective hometowns. Now, in Westland, Coleman will face Republican incumbent Mayor Michael Londo. In Warren, Stone will challenge George Demas. Now, here's something to keep an eye on. If Coleman and Stone win in the fall, Democrats would temporarily lose their majority in Lansing because both are state representatives. Governor Gretchen Whitmer would then have to call a special election.
And taking a look at other top races, voters in Riverview have turned down a proposal to allow the sale of marijuana in the city. And in Grosse Ile, township voters have renewed millages for police, recreation, library, along with drain and stormwater operations.
All right, so if you had an office pool in anywhere except for the state of Florida, you're probably all back at work today. And this is a part of our other big story, which we've been following for days and weeks and pretty much months. Yeah, we have a winner for that massive mega billions lottery.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Sadly, it did not go to anyone here in Michigan, but a single ticket in Florida matched all of last night's winning numbers. Lottery officials say that ticket was sold at this Publix store in Neptune Beach in the Jacksonville area. The top prize bumped up to nearly $1.6 billion ahead of the drawing. One resident says even though he's not the winner, it is a happy day for the area.
Here yesterday, but I didn't buy my ticket here. I bought it a mile down the beach, but we're still excited because it's going to be great for the beach. It's going to be a happy day. There's going to be a lot of talk. No negativity. Everybody's going to be really up. That's all I can say.
So we didn't win, but that does not mean your ticket is worthless. Grab your tickets just in case you want a smaller amount. Last night's numbers were 13, 19, 20, 32, 33, and the Mega Ball, 14.